He wants people to look at the faith that you had to start a business, the faith that you had to believe for a child when the doctor told you that you couldn't have a child, the faith to step out and be the first one to go to college, even though your family does not have the finances and you barely graduated. God says, I'm not looking for somebody to give me why it can't happen. I'm looking for somebody to believe me that it can happen. Somebody say crazy faith. My parents lived in New Orleans, Louisiana. And they heard a man of God who was starting a church in Tulsa. He said, you should come visit Tulsa. They heard you should come move to Tulsa. Now, I don't know who's right, but in translation, it was God's will for them to be in Tulsa. And so they left the comfort of what they knew and moved here only knowing one person. And they began to start a life here that would produce so much life and freedom and pray ministries forward and all.
Let's go. Let's go. Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Another beautiful, blessed, and grateful day. Ready to go ahead and take advantage. Today's topic is going to be phenomenal. We're going to be talking about the power of walking by faith and not just by sight. So super excited for today's topic. We actually got this morning from our mentor, and it really hit home. It really put things in a different perspective, how I've actually heard them from before. So before we go ahead and dive into today's topic, what is everybody grateful for coming into today? Grateful for God, grateful to be alive, grateful for the sun shining this morning, for the elixir air. Got an incredible morning session in this morning, meditation, the visualization, got really deep with it. Grateful for all of the lessons, grateful for the momentum, grateful for the dream team, grateful for each and every single one of you that are taking the steps to actually come into the best version of yourself. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today. We are going to be talking about the power of walking by faith and not by sight. So here we go. Get out your notepad, get out your blue pens. I'm going to give you guys a lot of value to today. This was honestly an incredible topic that really hit like a brick. So here we go. Let's get into it. All right. The first thing I want you guys to go ahead and think about, right, when we're talking about walking by faith, if you look at a lot of different things that we have today, whether we're talking about logos, right, whether we're talking about a flag, right, a logo is a symbol of a what, right? We're talking about Gucci, Louis, Nike. A logo is a symbol of a brand, okay? So we understand that. A flag is a symbol of a country. But God, whatever your creator is to you, the universe, Allah, Buddha, whatever it is to you, your highest creator is a symbol of, you got to think about this, of becoming unlimited, right? There is no box when it comes to actually tapping in to your highest potential. So think about this. Our goals are a direction to our potential. But God, universe, whatever it is that you believe in, is the direction for our faith. So when we really get deep into this training today, it's really going to start making you think about a couple of different things. I'm not even going to get religious today. I'm just going to put things into perspective, okay? So first things first. And this is a topic that I'm going to show you guys how much it touches home for me, okay? So honestly, growing up, I didn't really have a chance to go to church so much because my family was always split, right? Half of my side was Jewish, the other side was Catholic, so it was kind of in between. So when it comes to getting into the word, when it comes to really diving in to the spiritual side of success, I was never really that tapped in because you only know what you're around, right? So when it came to this topic, this was somewhere I was lacking. We talk about the 6 pillars, right? Family, mind, body, spirit, faith, society. Well, I was lacking in this side of my pillar. So I'm telling you, when I really started to get connected, when I really started to dive in and figure out how real my source is, this is where the real potential actually started to come out. Because if you think about it, any negative situation, anything you've ever gone through in your life, let me ask you this. Do you think that you've gone through that by yourself? You can say self-made, but when you really get to the root of it, nobody did anything by yourself. So watch how powerful this is, okay? So the focus is not on what faith is. The focus is actually being able to just tap in on what it is that you can actually become when you step into your truth. So think about it like this. Our God, whatever it is that you believe in, is only as powerful as the faith that you go ahead and feed it with. You see, our God doesn't make our faith work. Here's the difference. It is our faith that makes God work. The universe, whatever it is that you believe in. 11:11, paint your vision. Perfect timing. And that right there, put it to a whole different level because that is the truth. That is the truth. So here's the ideology. The more that we strengthen our faith, the more that we really start to begin the manifestation process and expressing miraculous possibilities that flow to and through us. Because now we start to have formless energy. And this was really interesting getting into it because you think about it, what's the difference between something that's formless and something that's not? Our nose has form. The spirit doesn't have form. Your imagination is formless. We have the ability to go ahead and create anything that we literally want. If you think about it, Amazon, Google, Facebook, this was not a thing before. It was created from nothing but the imagination and pulled out of the ether, and actually somebody took that idea and put action behind it. The rocket ship, anything that you guys see was first created inside of the mind in a limitless creation, and somebody just put action behind it and it came to fruition. So when we start talking about this talk, this is really powerful stuff. So let's go ahead and put it into a different perspective. Let's go ahead and think about it like this. If we are the hammer, everything is a nail. Okay? So if we speak fear and doubt, right? If our language is fear and doubt, then guess what we're going to produce in our life? If we're hammering, think about it, if we're hammering fear and doubt every single day, what kind of imprint are we going to have inside of our mind? We're going to have a whole bunch of nails that were consumed by fear and doubt. So what if we go ahead and we took it on the other side of the context? What if as a hammer, we were hammering positivity, joy, belief, faith, action, right? Love, gratitude, all of these different emotions that we have the opportunity to go ahead and really take the time to think about how intentional we're being with our thoughts. And this was a really intentional piece that he put in this morning. You ready? He said, a lot of us, we can go ahead and spend $600 all day long on our body, on the exterior, on our clothes, on going out, on traveling. But he said, how many people actually spend more than $6 on their brain? And that really made me think. I was like, oof. You talk about somebody who didn't read in college, somebody who didn't really take the time to really get into studying and really getting new information. This was the differentiator. Because most people, they're not spending time on their brain. Most of the time we spend money, very few actually invest money. So all of us that have actually taken the time to really start learning these new skill sets, that's exactly what we're doing. We've invested into our brain, into new knowledge, into new wisdom, into new value. And this is why it's not a coincidence, why we're seeing the growth and why others are staying the same. So this is big, okay? If we ended off like this for a visual, let's go ahead and picture everybody driving, right? Imagine driving in a car, okay? And here's the difference. When we drive in the car, a lot of times we write our journaling, we write our manifestation, we're feeling good, and then guess what happens? We might get a couple miles down the road, and then we get stopped at a red light. Now, the red light in our life could be anything. It could be a family situation. It could be health. It could be something that's going on with your spouse. It could be something that's going on with your children. I don't know what that is in your life, but there's always going to be moments where we hit a red light, where we have to stop and get hit with the situation for a second. And every time this happens, we all have the opportunity to go ahead and decide how we want to respond or react. And this is big because I'm telling you, when you get off this call, there's going to be red lights that come inside of your day. And how we choose to respond or react off this literally is going to determine how our day ends up being, right? If you have something negative that happens at work, are you going to let that situation drag on for the rest of today? Or if it's not going to matter in 5 months, we're not going to spend more than 5 minutes thinking about it. This is big, right? If you go out and you make your calls today and somebody doesn't believe in your vision, are you going to let this stoplight deter you from keeping it and going on to your destination when the light turns green a couple seconds later? After that moment's actually passed. So I'm going to tell you right now, there's been so many times where I've gotten stopped by the red light, and that red light, I stayed there for multiple lights because I let that one scenario stop me from taking action, from moving forward. Because here's what happens, okay? We all have self-talk, and then we have the action in our lives, right? And I'm actually going to get really deeper on this tomorrow. But last night, Millie went over it beautifully. We have two sides. We have the flesh and we have the mind. The hardest part about really stepping into our true potential is being able to command the mind to move the flesh. And a lot of times we notice if the flesh is not moving, that's because our self-talk is still negative. We're still letting every stoplight literally break us down the whole day. We're still letting one trade get us upset the whole day. We're still letting one individual's negativity literally drain us from taking the next action in the next 30 minutes or an hour. So I've been there and I know what it's like to actually be in this state, but I also know what it's like to be able to be connected to everything, but also at the same time attached to nothing. So today I want you to think about it. Every time that you believe that you get hit by a red light, what if you were able to go ahead and just take a little switch to ask yourself, what can I learn in this situation? How can I grow? And how can I go ahead and better myself? The next time that you really decide to make your video, the next time you get into a trade, the next time that you go out and create a new relationship in person today. All of these little things that give you fear, this is not a roadblock. This is an opportunity to go ahead and push through to a new level that you didn't know was on the other side. So that's my training for you guys today, family. If you got any value, go ahead and smash that like button. Drop some sevens down below. But I'm telling you right now, I can see the breakthroughs, right? We are currently, I don't know what day everybody's on. What day is everybody on as far as the consistency? And how do you feel? How do you feel and what day are you on as far as your consistency? Because I can see the difference. I can see the energy. And it's not a coincidence why you're going to start seeing a lot of abundance flowing into your life. When you're going to start getting the right connections, when your trades are really going to start hitting, right? When you're going to start actually feeling vibrant every single day, and it's already begun. Day 22, day 15. I love it. Day 63 for Shane and Talina. Absolutely doing phenomenal. Day 25 for myself. Let's go. Let's go. I'm proud of you guys. If nobody told you yet, you're doing amazing. If you don't see the growth from the inside looking out, I can tell you from the outside looking in that it is absolutely evident. Your work does not go unnoticed. Your time does not go unnoticed. The only thing is left for it to go ahead and catch up. So I love you, family. Go out and have a great day. It is your favorite entrepreneur, Defund Dreams. Remember, you can be, do, or have anything you can hold in your mind. You can hold it directly in your hand. Time just has to catch up. I love you, family. Tuesday, go out and have an abundant day. Let's make it happen. It's game time.